And welcome to Blockbuster Bums. Kick back your recliner, crack open a beer, and let's talk movies. And today we'll be talking about, surprise, surprise, Rocky 3. After we've previously talked about 1 and 2, I figure 3 should be next. Drew is back with us again today. Welcome, Drew.
Back again.
And the rest of us bums are here. So I don't think I have any more housekeeping to get to, so let's get started. Tom, what did you think of your rewatch of Rocky 3?
I honestly still really enjoyed it. Big all-star cast of heroes I remember as a kid. You have from the jump, you have Hulk Hogan, you have Stallone, of course. Mr. T's the main villain. You still get Carl Weathers. You get Mickey. It was just an all-star cast of people here and all. I really enjoyed this movie. There was a couple sad points and all that I kind of sucked and whatnot, but it is what it is. And then what stood out to me still though was watching still the evolution of the friendship between Paulie and Rocky throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But no, other than that, good movies. Still not one of my favorites out of it, but it definitely beats the one that we all know we're coming up on shortly.
Interesting. I just have a quick question real quick. Drew being younger than the rest of us, does the Mr. T and Hulk Hogan popularity still speak to you?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. Cause I know who they were. I understand where they came from and stuff. I get that, but probably not as much to you guys. But I know who they were. It's not I was oh, where are they?
You weren't a Hulkamania.
No, yeah, yeah. No, yeah.
You were watching the A-Team.
No, yeah. But I know about them. I knew what the A-Team was and stuff
I know
that.
You know about them. Yeah, for sure. You know about them.
I was just interested with that because Mr. T and Hulk Hogan were a huge deal at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
yeah, brother. Anyway, Barry,
pity the fool.
what was your thoughts on your rewatch?
I think the storytelling takes a bit of a slide in this movie, but I'm not going to fault it too much. It's an entertaining movie full of good pop culture stuff, so it's hard to crab too much about it. I'll take an entertaining movie every day, so it's fine.
All right. Drew, what were your thoughts?
I enjoyed it like I normally do watching Rocky 3. I love the transition from Apollo being the bad guy to being Rocky's biggest motivator. Mm-hmm. I would say after Mick dies, he basically just takes him under his wing. I love that part. How just in the sequence of a movie, see him totally ripping him apart. To a movie later, he's just bringing him up, trying to get him to be the best again. I don't know. I just like Apollo. Yeah. I think we kind of said at the end of the second one, we were glad he was back again. I don't think they went wrong with adding Apollo into this movie. The way they did it.
Oh, I think Apollo coming back for more movies was the correct call, but I could easily have seen it not happening with other movie franchises because you just kind of dispose of opponents after a movie on a lot of series.
If they did it the right way, I think it was the best it probably could have been with bringing him back. Just the way it all flowed together.
Yeah. Ray, what were your thoughts, sir?
Okay. So, I started off before I come on here with a 2-page rant, how I disliked the movie. So I condensed it down.
Spelling errors.
Even before the movie started, I knew this was going to be a bad movie when it took what felt 5 minutes for the United Artists logo to rotate around and then skip to the actual fucking movie.
That was funny though. Do you think about all those small production companies that don't exist anymore?
It was
that is something that stuck out in my mind when I watched this too. It was you don't exist, or Touchstone Pictures and all those were back in the day.
It was like this.
So was Touchstone.
Yeah.
Touchstone was, I think, Disney.
And then,
I just really, like I said, so many of those small companies in the 80s and early 90s, they just, like I said, they just had free reign with money and they pumped out whatever they wanted. They don't exist anymore.
But yes, the United Artists logo, the way they did it was
I was like, this is stupid already. And then I didn't like this movie, the whole it's okay for Mick to be the protecting father figure and waste 3 years of Rocky's career was lame.
He got paid.
Rocky became Tango from Tango and Cash, and it might have bugged me less as much intelligence level goes back down in part 4. So it goes up in 3, and then becomes a little more slower back and forth. Why? It makes 0 sense.
Well, it's all on a scale.
Yeah, he's on a spectrum. Mick not being as good of a coach as we wanted him to be. If he would have just trusted Rocky and trained him better, Rocky probably could have taken out Clubber 2 years prior. In my eyes, it should
I
have...
agree. Mickey seemingly was a crap trainer.
Yeah.
Based on
he
what
turned out to be
Apollo
shitty.
And Duke, right?
Yeah, Duke.
Duke.
Yeah.
Are able to do with Rocky. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you keep going. Yeah. But yeah, I'm on board with Barry. Like, it took him 3 years to be a scared bitch of a coach. And then all of a sudden it takes, 8 months for Apollo and Duke to be like, well, we can beat fucking Clubber in 3 rounds.
No, it takes Adrian telling him to quit being a little pussy. That's what it takes on the beach.
Run on a beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
That's
I
what it
guess.
I
is.
think the lesson is
And
you
Mick
gotta-
was trying to train Rocky. Rocky was too busy with his fame.
I want to let you get through your little thing here,
I
but
like it.
but I disagree with like 90% of what you're saying so far.
Okay.
So this is gonna we're gonna have some arguments here.
In my eyes, this should have been just 2 movies, but could have squeaked out a good trilogy. But Hollywood wanted a cash grab. Sucks this series turned into a Hallmark TV show. Was only an hour and a half, and it felt rushed.
Well, all the movies are an hour and a half.
No, not the first 2.
Yeah, they were both couple
First 2 was
hours.
like 2.5.
They're both like they're both like an hour 59.
I'll give you that though. This one did feel a little more condensed.
And then
Right.
The next 2 are definitely shorter.
and then when
But
we
I
get the
don't know if
4th
this-
the same way, and it's just like,
I wrote this down somewhere about this movie. Hope I can find it. I believe I used the word strain. Like they had to strain to create drama in this movie and situations to try to make you care. I like the movie enough, but they were really having to work to make things matter.
You don't think
I wanna-
Mick Dine did the
That's it.
job?
Yeah, I want to hear what Holt has to say about the movie, but yeah, I'll
yeah.
I'll go with I like where you're going with that in a sense though.
Well, even that, I mean, you can call that straining to create drama if you wish. It just felt, whereas the first couple of Rockies felt pretty natural. in
Yeah,
some ways,
organic.
this one really felt like, oh boy, what are we going to have to put into this to make people care? And again, I like the movie enough, but
It doesn't sound like it. But anyway, are you done, Ray?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
darn,
No,
I hoped he had more.
I enjoyed the movie. I enjoy the Rocky movies for the most part. There's one that I don't. I enjoy the Rocky movies. Yes. And I enjoyed my rewatch. Nothing popped out at me as like, oh, I saw this new thing that I missed the first 20,000 times I watched it, but and I always really like Clubber Lang. I think Clubber Lang is a great change up and a good I don't know. He's more villainous than
yeah, I agree with you with that.
than Apollo is. Apollo is more of just like an opponent. But I think Clubber Lang is a really cool character. I always liked him. Yeah, that'll wrap up my intro there. And we can get back into the movie. So I would like to hear more of an explanation on why Mick is a terrible trainer.
Well,
Yeah, how's it Mick's fault for Rocky not caring?
no, it's Mick's fault why he baited him into 10 fucking lame fights for 3 years, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, I was here protecting you, and whatever, dude. If you were a better trainer, we could have knocked out Clubber Lang 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I don't know.
I agree with Ray.
I mean, first off, I don't know. I mean, I don't think any of us actually know, you or you.
Well,
I don't think any of us know whether he'd have beat Clubber 2 years
Well,
previous
I mean,
to that or not.
okay, well, let's break it
But-
down during first fight and last fight. The first fight, Rocky gets sat down in 3 rounds because of why? Because
He didn't care and train that hard.
No, yeah, he didn't train that hard. He was worrying about Mick. It was emotional disadvantage on him. So I waved that fight away because that was Rocky being slow and emotional during that one. The second one, he fucking got him down in 3 rounds. So you're telling me that he couldn't have trained harder and
But him not
and-
but him not training hard is not Mick's fault. It's
Why
his
not?
it's his
We
own fault.
especially see
Mick,
Mick.
Mick was begging him to go to the gym and train.
Is
He
that we
wouldn't
see-
do it.
we see Mick-
Yeah,
He's a
but
grown
before,
man.
Before that training session, which looked like fucking Sonny and Cher's entertainment hour,
You're right.
Good show.
could he fucking Mick could have stopped this and nipped it in the bud 2 fucking years ago and fucking had his boxer A1 fucking fighting ready. But instead he played this little fucking this is my retirement and I'm gonna ride the coattails on Rocky and put these hand-picked fights for 10 goddamn years, and then he's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the last fight, blah blah blah. Let's retire it at the statue ceremony. And it's just like, well, what was he doing this whole time that he was a good fighter?
He was making Rocky a millionaire. That's what he was doing.
Exactly, his retirement plan instead of being a good fucking trainer.
But here, I don't know that I don't really necessarily like him dodging Clubber Lang, because I mean that's the premise of what's going on.
Yeah.
He's dodging Clubber Lang, but that's a montage. From the Apollo
First
section
use of the word montage.
That's coming a lot.
to all the title defenses are in a montage.
Yeah.
So we don't really know anything about what was going on during that time. Like, when did Rocky completely let go? Because that's what happened. Rocky let go and didn't care about being in shape and being a good fighter anymore.
Because his trainer was up in his fucking confidence for no reason on these fighters that weren't fucking nothing but C+ guys.
Well, see, sometimes I think having a confidence
Mickey
fight
said
is a
that.
good thing.
Mickey said he basically handpicked
Yeah.
the opponents because
Yes.
they were
But he also-
garbage ultimately.
No, he said they weren't they were good fighters, but they weren't killers. That's what he was saying. It's
Right.
like,
They were
they're-
good enough to
yeah,
be
these are-
on the ballot and
yeah,
stuff,
like,
but not
these are
these
people
top
who
guys.
yeah, these are pretty much people like Rocky. These are like probably ex-champions who have held the belt and the title that are probably in the top 5 or 6 and everything. You're going to cycle through them once or twice a year, and you all are going to make money off your promotions, and that's kind of the game.
Yeah,
Does
but-
that really seem like Mickey's character even to you guys?
No,
That's
I
not-
felt like his
that's-
character felt
That's
off.
He's
but
been-
that's
yeah.
the boxing game. That's not Mickey's character. That's the game being played.
No, that's
It's
the
the thing-
Mayweather game.
But that is the game.
And Mayweather seems to be the top fighter everybody
Maywe-
talks about, but he's not the top fighter.
So you guys are saying, and you guys may be totally right, that like crusty old Mickey, this hardened guy,
Mickey's
that
playing-
it's perfectly within his character to kind of set his guy and himself up to win, not thinking himself that it's totally on the up and up. Is that
Well,
a fair assessment of
right.
what he was doing?
Because from
it's
1 to
always on
2,
the up and up because everyone has a puncher's chance. Like, these are still professional fighters.
Right. Well, yeah, well, I'm not saying.
Like I said, anybody can clip you on the chin. Like,
Sure.
it's one of those things. Like, nothing's a guarantee. He's not paying these people to dive.
right.
Like, that's the thing. It's like these people want to be the champion just as bad.
But he's still avoiding the best
He-
opponents.
but
The,
that-
the
he
most
said that.
the most hungry opponents. So that's what
Yeah.
it says about Clover. It's like, this guy's
Yeah.
hungry and he wants it. These other guys, they
But
have their
that-
money and they're
that's the
okay
same,
with that.
But that's
But
the same
Mick-
argument in all fight sports, to
And
where
I
like
think that
it
that's
never
out
goes
of
right
Mickey's
next down in
character.
line.
From what we've grown to know about Mickey, that doesn't seem like that's in his character.
But Mick is doing the exact same thing Rocky did. Mick, we don't know who Mick was when he's on top because he's never been there. And then he got there just like Rocky, and they both quit doing what got them there. It's the same story, just one's a coach and one's a player, essentially,
Right.
or a boxer.
They're both
you know.
inexperienced at being at the top. They
Right.
both didn't know what to do.
Well,
Right.
see, I can kind of
Rocky-
go with that.
Yeah,
but I
they-
mean, somebody had to be adult in this relationship, and neither one was an adult.
I don't know if you can say that because he had a super successful heavyweight career after that. So to say that it's a failure is just, it can't be true.
I think it was like Mick knew how to be a manager. Because like that's what, like, you used to think about his speech in the very first one. He was talking about like Mick like didn't have his time because he got taken advantage of. He got used and everything. And that's what Mick's whole thing was like. Mick, what from the start said like, I'm here to protect you. So no, it doesn't surprise me that yes, he probably, like I said, we seen him scouting out Clubber, and he knew that Clubber would do exactly what he did to Rocky when they fought.
Kind of.
But that's once again Mick's job, and everything. He told him in there is like, I'm here to help you. I'm here for your protection and everything. He was a great manager. He didn't screw Rocky over and all that. Rocky, like I said, he made him a millionaire. He didn't do the whole Don King thing to him. Like, it was one of those things. He didn't
I'll
didn't
not have you
screw.
besmirch the good name of Don King.
But that's the thing is like when you ever think about a boxing manager, like and in my eyes, you always think of you think of like a car salesman. You think of like a sleazy son of a bitch that's gonna like take a big cut of your
Well, Mickey's
money
not
and
a
everything.
promoter.
But that's
He's
but no,
supposedly just a trainer.
but let's say a manager. Let's say he's his manager. Yes, he trains him and everything, but like he also manages him.
To a degree.
And
No, I mean
Like-
he says during the movie that he's my manager, and then Creed says later, "I'm sorry that your manager died."
I totally buy it. When I think of Mickey, though, I don't think of him as like managing
No.
the affairs. I think of him as like a hardened old boxing trainer.
Well, if he was the
But
one,
you guys are right, but that's just kind of an odd
But
dynamic.
they just don't show that side of him. All you see is him in the gym. But like I said,
because that's supposed to be all he is.
but they throw out the title and everything. He is more than that, and this is that glimpse behind the curtain, to where like yes, behind the scenes, I was doing this the whole time. You have all this because like I did find good fighters that made great fights for you and everything that made you a millionaire.
we've seen this happen more than just with Mayweather in professional boxing, and at some point, boxing steps in and says you have to fight the challenger,
Right.
Yeah.
the number one
Yeah.
challenger.
Yeah.
You know, we watch
Well,
it.
like I
We
said,
watch it happen.
even Mayweather had to fight Pacquiao like what a decade later.
Yeah.
Like I said, and we wanted to see that happen in their prime. And Mayweather just told us, "Oh, if you come up like 100 weight classes and just age
Yes.
25 years and then go be a senator in your home country, then I'll fight you and everything, hoping you're
He
on
did
your
do that.
downswing. And I'm still gonna run around the fucking ring 3 fights on you." Like, it wasn't at all what we got and everything, or what we deserved as fans, or even honestly what Pacquiao deserved.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
It was a
that's not
big
even about the movie,
disappointment.
anyway. But it's
Right.
it's an example of that in real life. Like.
Well, my last thing
Irritation.
for now, the Mickey Rocky dynamic with the picking the fights or whatever is, I don't fault either of them for where they're at that point in their lives or in the movie or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
it
pretty logical.
Seems
really.
like a
I
good
mean, I
place
get
for
why
where
they
they
get it.
started.
Yeah,
why
and
they
I
do
don't
it.
think Rocky is just like, oh, I'm just gonna slob it up now and not put the effort. I don't take him as that. I take him as you know less poor, less hungry, but not like just coasting. I don't take him
Well,
as that.
he has a lot more responsibilities. You know, he's not just married anymore. He has a child. You know, he's doing it. I mean, they show him in one of the montages. They show all the different commercials
Right.
that he's in. He's at this point in his career, he's trying to make money and set up his family.
Sure.
You know,
And, yeah, credit to him.
it's not that he's like, I'm never gonna box or I'm gonna be a fat slob.
Right.
You
And the
know.
other thing is, and you just spoke to it about, a minute ago, where you said that, the boxing federations or whatever, the fictitious ones in this case, they're ultimately the ones that are dictating what the fights are going to be to a large degree, based on the ranking system and so forth. You don't just totally get to have your say, like, oh, I'll be the champ and I'll only fight the 300th ranked guy.
Yeah, the Apollo.
that's not a
the
thing.
thing we've seen in 1 and 2 was it doesn't happen.
Right, that was Apollo's genius.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say that. Like that is just like that's
And if you watch the montage of his title
Which one?
defenses,
Okay.
I'm getting there. Of his title defenses, it shows Clubber Lang's ranking after each fight. Clubber Lang is not the number one contender until near the end. Like the first time
Yeah.
they show him, he's like 11, and then it's like 8, and then it's like 6, and then like he's climbing the rankings.
By the time he gets like top 5, it's one of the last couple of fights.
Yeah. So it's not like he was necessarily being.
he wasn't waiting in the wings this whole career.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he wasn't like number 3 behind Apollo, and then like, oh well, Rocky's champion just never gave me a shot. Like, yeah. That
Now,
wasn't-
I do think Rocky should have given him a shot at some point. I'm not trying to make that case. I'm not saying, well, Rocky could just avoid him his whole career, because it pissed me off when Mayweather did it to Pacquiao. I mean, I didn't want to see Pacquiao fight as an old man, you know, like,
Oh, yeah.
but so I do think Clubber should have gotten his shot, and I think that's why you see Clubber act the way he is. I don't necessarily even blame him. He's like, because if I'm thinking about it just logically as a boxer, if every time I ask, I guess Mick, can I fight your guy? He says no, and the Boxing Federation is not doing anything about it. well, then I'm going to publicly shame you and to try to get my shot.
I don't mind the public calling out. I think that's what Apollo would have done.
Apollo
Therefore,
did it
gets
in the
family
second
Yeah.
movie.
approval.
Yeah.
Because I don't blame him for calling him out.
But what you shouldn't do is, go after your opponent's wife.
Yeah. He took it a step
yeah.
too far, and the whole like every 5 seconds, like I'm gonna like try and fight you in public or try and fight you before the boxing match. I'm gonna shove your trainer to the ground, try and fight you in the locker room. Like, some of the stuff he did went too far. I'm not saying he didn't, but I don't blame him for like showing up at public events or giving an interview saying he's dodging me. When is he gonna be a real man and fight me? Like, I have no beef with that.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
By the way, I mean, I don't really know how I feel about it overall because I've thought about it a lot today. Do you really think Clubber had anything to do with Mick's death?
No, well, they set up the heart condition before that.
Yeah, I know he had a heart condition, but was it just blatant coincidence that he had a heart attack when Clubber Lang shoved him?
I think it's safe to say Mick was going to have a heart attack that night, one way or another. Like, whether it was there or whether it was like watching Rocky get his face caved in, like Mick was going to have a heart attack.
Clubber played a role in it, though.
I mean, I'm sure Mick's been underneath all the stress for years.
Yeah, I was like, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to say it was Clubber's fault that Mick had a heart attack. He's an old man. Like I said, they set it up. You knew he was going to die, and like old men die. Like, he's going to have a heart attack.
I mean, I'm sure he's been under stress for years for managing Rocky.
I'm not going to pretend oh, is it really Clubber's fault that you stressed out an old man who's a boxing coach and he had a heart attack? Like, get the fuck out of here. Mick knew. Mick knew he had heart problems.
Yes, but at the same time, I mean, Clubber Lang did play a role in the
he raised his blood pressure.
Ushered him away. Towards the heart attack.
Like, that sounds so woke and everything. Like, that's just gonna say like he murdered him by raising.
What?
Like, it's like, oh, you killed Mick by raising his blood pressure. How dare you? Like, no, like Mick knew. He even told Rocky, so I pretty much stop being a bitch and get out there and fight. Like, while he's down there dying and everything. Like,
but let me ask you guys, what about this doctor? Why is this doctor not sending Mick in an ambulance down the fucking road? Down the goddamn road. But you left him in the locker room for 20 minutes.
And not only that, he's like, hey, time is of the essence. We have to get him there immediately. And then Rocky goes and sits down and has a conversation with him.
Yeah.
None of it made sense.
Bunch of boneheads.
None of it made sense, Ray. I'm so glad you brought it up. It was
ridiculous.
maddening. And it was another example. Again, I like the movie well enough, but it's another example of just this isn't as well written. The story's not as tight. They're really having to search for things.
It wasn't number one.
Now, who wrote this one? Was this in the Stallone magic one?
I think Stallone wrote all of them.
He's done it all.
Yeah.
So you almost have to think of it as like one continuous storyline in chapter. But yeah, like chapter one is it just bleeps and bounds. Like, yeah, like.
Well, I think
it's kind of like that painting of a horse you see where it gets real shitty toward the end, and then it's just a stick. Like, that's pretty much what we're watching here in real time. Like, it's just.
I don't want to dog on the movie too much. Again, it's a fun movie.
No, when you said it in the beginning, like the storytelling is like dramatically different, and even like I said, the use of montages and like you can tell how Stallone as a writer and like director and everything in this, his style is changing. That's really what we're seeing and all that. It's like, but it's no different than the quintessential like 80, like I said, when we come up on like the other movies, like we'll see more montages in the next one and all, and then just a bunch of fuckery in 5, and then I just then Balboa's
well,
sad.
This kind of reminds me of the conversation we had. I can't remember if it was in Dr. No or if it was in From Russia with Love, but we talked about how, I think it was Dr. No, about how in those movies at that time period, when Bond went someplace, we watched him walk there.
Yeah, they didn't do cut scenes. It was always one long scene and then cut to the next.
Exactly, and I felt this way about these movies.
Yeah,
like we watched Rocky walk across Philadelphia like 10 times in the first 2 movies.
Everywhere.
He walked here, he walked, and we physically watched him walk, dribbling a racquetball.
Even fucking Marie home. Everybody walked.
And in this movie, like you said, in this movie, They just cut to what they want to do next.
Well, like I said, the montage, rather than him walking and thinking, it's him driving around, and now we see the thoughts ruminating as a montage, rather than like what Barry's thing is like. We're left as the audience to like think about the storyline ourselves, like in the first one and all, to where we're seeing him do it, rather than like in this one, the montage gives us the
They
things
hand
to
it
think
to you on a
about.
platter.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, like
Well,
you're not allowed to play with the story yourself.
I-
It's like here's 1, 2, and part of 3.
I also think like this because in a lot of first movies and series, they're not liked by the public as much because there's so much setup, which essentially just means they're telling you a story and it's not filled with action. That's really what it means.
It's fair, yeah.
You know, and that's what Rocky 1 was. It wasn't full of action. It wasn't full of all these boxing fights. It wasn't full of. We were getting to know the character.
But that's the thing.
They were letting us know
it's not
who
an action
Rocky
movie.
was and who Paulie was and who Adrian was. And we knew all about their lives by the end of that movie. And in the second one, you got a little bit of that, but some less because we already knew those things. And in this one, there's none of that. We're not introducing these people anymore. We're just showing you their lives.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue that 2 and 3 is more about Apollo.
3
Well,
feels very, very Apollo driven at times, which I'm super fine with. Of
well, if
course.
it's the like if you think about it, like yes, like you said, we get like all of Rocky, the character, his family, the background, the setup, the development of it. Then 2, you kind of see the different side of Apollo and whatnot, not so much the showman like we talked about. And then here we see like now he's on his like downward arc, but he wants to show Rocky where he's came from and all that. And like, hey, these are the guys that have that drive that just whooped your ass. Like, so we're gonna try to get that spark back in you and all. Like, you learn more about Apollo's character and Duke's than even as a matter of fact there. And that's what makes him so endearing later on in the whole series.
Yeah, they're probably Duke and Apollo the only sane characters in this movie.
Duke's
But
been the only sane character in
mentioning-
all these movies. Like 1, 2, and 3, Duke is the only man. Like him and Adrian pretty much see through people's bullshit. Like
Yeah, it's hard to call Adrian sane though at times. Paulie in this
She's
movie,
just shy.
who I like the Paulie character
I
a
do too.
lot. And I think it's pretty early in the movie. The scene with him and Rocky in the parking garage, I think, is where it is. That was an example to me where like they're really struggling. Where Stallone in the writing or something is like really struggling to create tension and drama, because it's in Paulie's character to be unkind,
And
to
be
throw
jealous.
a fit, to be jealous. But this felt very like forced and just like pushed into this movie, this particular scene, just kind of like, hey, remember how Paulie can be? Because it didn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
Was it,
Zero.
did that one strike you guys as kind of like, what are we doing here? We're just doing this to do it now.
No, I just kind of took it as this is Paulie being Paulie. I mean, it was the weird. I guess the weird part about it was him breaking the pinball machine. That was I found.
No, I didn't
It's
think-
like
I didn't think that was weird. Like, he's just a drunk. He just
Well,
did
that's
what,
true.
did what drunks
But-
did. He's mad at Rocky and everything. He's like he threw there, but it's like we talked about the first one. Whenever one of them is doing good, the other one is doing bad. Like even just watch them. Like I said, because even this, like he just asked for a job, he got the job. Then what happened to Rocky? Mick died. So then, like now, Rocky's on the downward slope, Mick's on the up slope. Whenever one of these characters is doing good, the other one isn't. Like, and it's been that way through all these movies.
Yeah, I get that. But most of the time in 1 and 2, when Paulie presented in a jerk way, which Paulie's a jerk,
Yeah.
but
You
there
know who
was
Paulie
something
is.
behind it. And at times, even something for somebody else's good behind it.
Well, it's
he just
just-
doesn't. He's just not good at presenting himself. But like this one, it was just like we're gonna make Paulie be a jerk just because hey, remember Paulie's a jerk.
Well,
and
they're-
it kind of bugged me.
They're
Yeah,
riding
I'm
the
kind of with you
coattails
with
of
that,
it.
Barry.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's still just the jealousy of Rocky. But like I said, they're riding on how bad you've seen him behave in the past.
But if it was jealousy, I don't want to get too into it. But if it was jealousy in this particular instance, I mean, he got over the jealousy real quick. I mean, it wasn't
because he
something-
got what he wanted. He got to move into the house. He got a job and he got taken care of.
But if I was jealous of somebody, I wouldn't then have my jealousy
Well, let's be,
restrained by them giving me stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean,
But that was, I mean, in the parking garage, that was his whole complaint. What, you let Mick move into the house, you didn't let me move into the house. I need a job. You know, like you're doing well and I'm not. Why aren't you helping me? I helped you in the past. So then he got what he wanted. I don't know. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I didn't even.
No,
look.
it's not a big. It's not a big
No,
deal. It struck me as feeling unnatural.
Yeah.
well, also it was rushed.
Yeah, maybe that was
I,
it.
as I'll say, like it goes back to that. Because what Ray said, these movies aren't long. Like even like all the, but like I said, but the cadence of the movie, like the first one, or the cadence of it, because I think the man walks everywhere. It seems so long, like it seems drawn out and whatnot.
It's an hour 40.
Yeah, but like this movie, I feel like this movie just flew by. So I mean, I think it's just like I said, right there, you just go from he's drinking, he threw it, cutscene jail, cutscene there in the parking garage, and then boom, he's living there. Like there's no like 2 or 3 sequences and everything. Like think of how many times we had to see Paulie in the first one before he even got to meet Adrian and all. Like it wasn't like, hey Paulie, where's your sister? And then like boom, right here. Like
Yeah, I guess maybe a
like,
little build to that.
well, it's what you were talking about and everything, and the way the story is being told. The story isn't being rushed in the first 2.
By the way, did you all notice that Rocky lied to Polly in that scene?
I'm guessing I did in the moment. Remind me.
Well, he asked, "Where's my sister?" And he goes, "Oh, she's at home with the kid," which was true as far as we know. But then he goes, "Why didn't she come?" And he goes, "Your sister doesn't even know about this." But then when they show Rocky returning home that night, she asks Rocky, "Did you have problems with Paulie?" So she knew he went to pick up Paulie.
Oh, maybe just trying to help Paulie save some face.
Yeah.
Which that would be a Rocky thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was malicious. That's not what I'm saying. I was just like, I just found it to be odd. Like, what'd you lie about it for? I mean, are you gonna hide it from Adrian? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like I said, I said, it's just the way you talk.
I chalk that up to Rocky trying to be kind.
yeah, could very well be. So I know we mentioned in number 2, so I just want to make sure we mention it in number 3. They did show us the end of the fight from the last movie at the beginning of this movie. So you know the tradition continues.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I like. I like that.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, and I don't know that I know any other movie series that does that. Do you guys? Can you guys
I'm
think of
not
any?
familiar, but yeah, I think
Nothing's
it's
went on this long.
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid does that.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
Yeah. But once again, they didn't go on for 6 movies.
No. No, they had 4 movies and an awesome fucking Netflix show.
The Netflix show was good. I will say that. Yeah. But did you also notice too that he like how he won? Like I like how this one too, because like how he beat Clubber in this one, like that big punch is the same thing that he did to Apollo in the beginning fight or the end fight, except he actually kept his footwork
Yes.
and had this
Yes.
like boop boop boop.
Because we worked on it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, like, well, but that was like, that's what I think was interesting about this movie is like, or this. I think what we're really watching is just like Rocky actually learning how to become a boxer rather than Rocky was a failed boxer. Because like,
Apollo wasn't about to watch him not box. He says, if I'm going to train you, you're going to be a boxer.
well, and that's the thing is like, think about like you said, we talk about like what Mick did to him. Mick had to fucking teach him just how to balance.
Yes.
First off, like you said, something so basic. And then in the second one, it was all about speed. And now in the third one, it's all about pretty much, hey, you need stamina. Your lungs are fucking shot. Because that was his whole thing against Clubber is like once he realized like, oh, like I'm not getting winded and you are, but I'm just as strong as you. Is like he kind of realized like, all right, I'm gonna like just start taking punches because it's a fucking tank. And then it's like, yeah, he even said a few times, like, you're getting tired, aren't you? You can see it, like, you start fucking with
I'm
him
not the
and
one
all.
that's breathing hard.
Yeah, like,
Hey,
you
that's
see
just-
it.
Touching his mohawk. Come
Yeah.
on.
But, like, but it's one, and they even say, like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, like, he's like, I got a plan. Like,
He kind of went back to Mick in a way because Mick was like, "Hey, you're a brawler, not a boxer, so I'm gonna feed into that. I'm going to play to your strength."
Well, and even like Apollo said, is like, don't talk about it, just do it. Because he
Yeah.
was like, I have a plan. I think I know. Like, I don't want to hear that. Just do it. Like, if you think you know what you're doing, like, I'm not gonna fucking argue with you anymore because you're not gonna listen to me. Just do it. Like,
Yeah.
Apollo is a way better and Duke boxing mind than Mickey.
Definitely.
Just
definitely-
Well, I
night
mean-
and day.
Well, I mean, it took Rocky 3 movies to dodge a punch.
yeah.
he still didn't end up dodging punches though. He still
Well, yeah, he dodged punches for a 1.5 round.
Right.
What I think
that fucking eye, dude. Doesn't matter how many times you fix it. Like,
I
Yes.
think with this fight, he had to change styles because he realized I can't go in and trade punches and brawl with a guy that has 35 pounds on me.
True.
He did. It was
190.
Well, the second fight is down to 190,
Yeah.
but he's 202 in the beginning. He's 202 to 137.
like, yeah, how much do you think? Yeah, because that was the
Or
Thunder.
237,
Because that was the
not
whole Thunder
130.
Lips thing.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you think he eats? About 202 pounds.
Yeah.
Love that.
And the first fight kind of showed you that. Like, he wasn't going to stand there toe to toe and hit with a guy that was that much bigger than him.
Well,
Yeah.
and with Clubber it was different because too, you got like, well, let's be honest, like, Clubber was a headhunter.
Yeah.
Clubber didn't do like he was throwing those big shots to your dome.
He's throwing
trying-
haymakers to your head.
Yeah, that's the thing. And Rocky's just eating them like everybody. Like it was like he could have other people.
As he's winding up, he's like, "You're not so
yeah,
bad."
and he wants
not
to
so
buy.
bad.
Yeah,
Just the
later,
whole time.
but man,
in these
in the
Rocky
beginning,
movies, and it's fine. The boxers do very little boxing.
oh, there's liberties. Yeah, well,
mean,
there's
there-
because there's even a lot of hits.
It's all
there's
just
even some
I'm
hits on
going
the
to
ground.
lunge at your head.
Oh,
That's all the
we're really starting to get away from the boxing. This one and the next one. I mean, at one point they're throwing each like you can't.
Well, like
like,
in this one, like Clubber, there was a couple fights in the montage where Clubber's climbing through the ranks where he hits a guy a couple times when he's on the like one knee on the ground.
yeah.
And there was another one where like he pushed the ref, like, dude, you'd have fucking been disqualified
Yeah.
instantly. And it's like you can definitely tell, like even
It pushes the ref, punches the guy again, and
yeah,
then like.
but like you're not climbing the fucking
Well, as
ranks.
many
You
times as soon as the
drop.
bell rings, how many times do they punch each other?
Yeah.
Like they punch like doesn't it? He hits Apollo at the beginning, like pushes him. I'm like, here we go. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
and I
yeah,
know
it
they
was-
made these decisions for the sake of entertainment and wide audience appeal. But I mean, frankly, I like boxing. I'm guessing you guys largely do too.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind watching Rocky put his hands up once in a while, and watching, a brief,
I
not a
go-
full 3-minute round.
I
but
go to
some
different
actual
movies if I want to
boxing.
see good boxing.
What's that?
I go to different movies if I want to see good boxing technique.
Well, they could have added a little bit here and there. Is
Like,
all I think.
This was about drama. These aren't action movies. These are dramas.
yeah. But even so, a little.
But I
Boxing would be
understand
nice.
what you mean because yes, it does because it is funny where you see like he was saying like there's always a little guy like hey like that guy does have like 45 pounds on you like you don't want to take that hit like
Right.
just don't pull a Rocky and think you're gonna take the shot to the face and you can come in with a body shot and win this like you're gonna walk away with a broken nose or like a missing tooth or something like
Well, before we spend our whole episode here talking about Clubber Lang, I think we should talk about Thunderlips.
Oh, yeah.
the ultimate male.
Yes. What did you guys think of the Thunderlips fight?
Oh, I thought it was great.
I loved it.
And I actually like how they even made Hogan had to step on some like when they go toe to toe to make him that much taller. They had him step on like a little platform to make
Yeah.
it like that much bigger and whatnot.
I'll also say this: this is Hogan's best moveset I've ever seen. I've never seen the man perform so many actual wrestling moves.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm glad they didn't make him play himself. I think that would have took away from the movie.
No, I mean, I think it may have worked if he'd have played Hulk Hogan, but the Thunderlips and the Ultimate Male and walking with all the ladies around him,
Well,
I thought that was really
But
cool.
that's why they like it's almost he gets to play a spoof of himself.
What
Well,
year
it
did
was
this
kinda
movie
like
come
he's-
out, though?
he
This
played Rick
80
Rude.
82.
82.
This was Hogan before Hogan was the Hulk Hogan that we all know.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he had more hair.
So that was like 84 when he got super huge.
Well, 84 was WrestleMania 1, so.
Yeah, so he was still like in the, this is nerdy, like the AWA. He wasn't even like a WWF guy at this point.
Right.
So he wasn't quite Hulk Hogan like we know him. But it's fun scene for sure.
No, and like I remember as a kid watching this, like really thinking, oh, this guy's like this guy's lost it. He's going to hurt Rocky. You know, like it was very believable.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a really fun scene.
And Mick is losing it. You know, Mick obviously believes it.
Paul-
Adrian's losing it. She
I
obviously
love-
believes it.
Polly with the chair, and then he's knocked dead.
Yeah, that was great too.
Then he's there with the girls, like, I don't need this. Like, like, fuck this. I'm gonna hang out with them. Like,
Yeah, it was.
Do you think a modern movie, because would you guys agree Rocky 3 generally is taking itself seriously?
No,
You don't think so?
nah, not really.
I don't think it's taking itself overly seriously, but it's not trying to make a joke of it.
Right, no, it's not
It's not as
jokey.
serious as first year. Like it's not as much development, but like they're definitely still taking it serious at this point.
And could you make a movie like Rocky now and include something like the Thunder Lips stuff? Or
Oh,
would
yeah.
people just crap all over?
I don't know. I don't know that they would do the whole Ultimate Man thing because I think some people might disapprove of that. But I think you could bring in like a, I don't know. I'm trying to think somebody like The Rock or somebody like Jason Momoa or something and do like a, you know, I'm this super macho machismo.
Give John
Oh,
Cena to
yeah.
do something
You know,
like this.
John Cena.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
think people would find it too corny these days?
oh, it'd still be corny.
Yeah.
But I mean, but like, I think they could get away with it.
As long as you pick the right
it's-
guy,
yeah.
yeah. So if
You'd
you
be
get,
fine doing that. Like,
Do you think, and I don't know, I don't think people thought it was corny, though, when Rocky 3 first came out.
no.
I don't think
Right.
so.
No, I don't find that
Oh.
part. I don't find that corny. I honestly don't find it corny.
Do you think I think most people probably do find it corny.
I mean, it is what it is. It's supposed to be like a charity event between a boxer and a wrestler. Like, I mean,
Right?
that's the thing. If you're not one donating, or if you're not going to take part in the kayfabe, then get the fuck out.
True. Yeah.
Like it's really it. If you're just going to be like, well, you know, wrestling is fake and boxing's real, like, dude,
Then
go
why are you
away.
here? Yeah, like, why
just
are you
donate
here?
your money, get the fuck out of here. Like, people are trying to have fun. I don't want to hear your shit. Like, yes, we know it's gonna be fake and everything, but you buy into it, you act and play the part, you see the fun show, and then people make money and it goes to good people. Like,
By the way, did you see the figure at the end?
yeah,
They raised $75,000.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And today that seems like such a tiny amount of money.
yeah.
You know, but
Well,
I bet in 1982, $75,000 was a decent amount of
Hell
money.
yeah.
Well, that was my thing. I thought it was like, all right, inflation adjustment.
Yeah.
That was the first thing. I was like, what is that in today's currency? I'm like, fuck, what's my dollar worth? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that would be today, but
like transfer that into Bitcoin. What do I have? Like, just
$3 million.
especially for something that probably took what 5 minutes of time.
oh, but the announcer. I love the announcer too. Like the giant mustache. Like, we'll see you next year. Like once a year. Thank God. Like, just like, he
Isn't
was-
that
he
guy
was-
in like 4 movies?
I know he's in the next one too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just remember that because there's that old fucking comedian. It was that Rip Taylor that had the mustache like that he kept
Oh
reminding me of when I
yeah,
first
the
seen
dude
it.
with the
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
could think of. I was like, if this motherfucker like does that in one of these fights, I'm gonna lose my shit. Like,
remember Rip Taylor in that Jackass movie at the end.
yeah.
What did you guys think of Rocky during the fight with Clubber Lang,
Which fight?
the first one?
Mhm.
Being so like, I can't win. I'm done. I can't win.
I
It's like, what?
I don't think in a normal circumstance I would have been able to accept it, but I think I just took it as all he's thinking about is Mick. Like Mick's dying in the other room, and that's what he's thinking about. That's the way I took it anyway.
Yeah.
I took it as, I guess, as that, but I'm just like, what a terrible approach from the world heavyweight champion. Just be like, I can't win. All right, dude.
Well, I mean, he was fed that for a long time. So I mean, what else was he gonna believe?
That's kind of true. That's kind of true.
He's gonna kill you, Rock. You can't get into the ring with him. He's gonna kill you.
He could just take
For
his
like
money,
20
walk away.
minutes.
Like- and he was right. Like
Nah.
Mick wasn't wrong. Rock got his ass whooped.
Yeah, well, it took him to die for him to be right.
I
Good
don't know.
job,
I think
Mick.
Rock was gonna get his ass whooped regardless of what happened with Mick.
Well, that's
I
what
don't
and,
know.
and that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Mick was either going to die there or out there. Like, but that heart attack was happening.
I just mean like it may have not happened in the second round, but Rock was gonna get knocked out in that
Yeah,
fight.
and that's
Rock
what I mean.
He wasn't
He
beating.
wouldn't train.
No.
So like, how was he? How was he
He
gonna
should see
beat
him on the bike and the girl and Mick's trying to get him. He's like, oh, I'm good.
Oh my god, yeah. And I thought like
He's just sitting there.
because you met Adrian Death Stare. This girl like
Mm-hmm.
wanted to kiss Rock on the cheek and all that. And then cut to just boom, like yeah, like
I don't know. I felt like Rock could have took him in 10, wore him down a little bit.
nah, not at that
Not-
time.
He was just
No.
standing there, letting him
He's just standing there.
try
That's
and
because he
break
was
his skull.
mostly demolished.
I'd say he didn't have the lungs. Like I said, that's why
Yeah,
like all
I don't know.
the swimming and the running in the sand. That's what it was.
That's what I'm saying. He was never
It's
going to
cardio.
stand toe to toe with Clubber and trade shots. Clubber was too big.
Well, not only that, but like I said, you're headhunter. You're not gonna. You can trade shots all day, but if I'm hitting you in the body and you're hitting me in the skull, like my skull's gonna give before your body does.
I already can't see us. You hit me twice in my
Yeah,
eye.
like it's like especially with 35 pounds or whatever more behind your punches and shit. Like, yeah, like, not happening. Like it's gonna get called.
No, in that first fight, Rocky wasn't even returning.
No.
In the second fight, in the second round, Clubber hits Rocky a lot, but Rocky is returning the favor periodically. And that in that first fight, Clubber is just beating him one sidedly.
He pretty much learns how to jab. Like,
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He learns finally how to jab instead of just.
You just see his head. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's just because like the mohawk or something, but the whole time Cleverline's just.
Oh, and there's the the sound that they make.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, sometimes during this movie, like Rocky's the worst boxer ever.
Oh, man.
Especially when Apollo and Duke, God bless them, for taking on training Rocky. It's frustrating to watch. Like, have you never been in a gym, dude?
Oh my god,
You know?
I love.
Paul's probably like, how'd this guy
love
beat me?
Paulie, I just love
Yeah.
Paulie in the gym. When Paulie was in the gym with him and all that, that's the stuff you probably couldn't get away with making nowadays.
Oh,
Like, when Paulie was like, he can't train to this jungle music and all.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Paulie was letting him. I'm like, Paulie, do you want to like
Jesus,
leave here or what?
Paulie.
Like,
Oh, I like the whole part where he's like, I don't like these people. And he's like, they probably don't like you either. He's like, wait, what did I do to them?
But
And that's some of the best stuff in the movie, though. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
like-
But, it shows,
But
like,
it's-
okay, this guy's an idiot on this. But then, he gets to know these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And then, oh, hey, they're just regular folks. And that's good
Oh,
stuff.
and
But you're
Paul-
right, they wouldn't do that.
Paulie fucking hates LA. He's like yelling at the homeless and everything.
dude, no matter where they go, Paulie doesn't like who it
He's
is.
like, I can't live
We see
like
it in the
that.
next movie. He's like, he gets mad at Rocky then
Oh, it's,
does,
it's
yes.
great.
because he doesn't get to watch the Rose Bowl.
Since we brought it up, what do you guys think of them leaving Philly and going to LA?
Like I said, I think it's more of a story about like learning more about Apollo's background, his roots, and like I said, I like it because like I said, changes scenery and character.
What did you think of Duke being back at the old gym, working at the gym?
Once again, I liked it because it kind of showed that it seemed like Apollo was off doing his own thing, and Duke goes back to the gym, like it's where Duke belongs. It'd be like, what if like Rocky and Mick split up? Mick would just go back to the
Mick,
gym,
yeah,
probably.
so Mick's going back to his gym.
But it almost makes you think, like, did Apollo not take care of him after he retired? Like, he's poor and has to go back and work in a gym?
I think he would go back and work.
Because, I mean, we're not talking about a nice gym. Not that Mick's gym was nice either. But, like, we're not talking about a nice gym. We're talking about, like, a
yeah, like
hole-in-the-wall
Apollo
type
still.
gym.
I just think Duke still wanted
I think that's
to
the
do
guy.
it.
I think it's no different than Louis Simmons with West Side Barbell, to where like no matter how much money that motherfucker had, it was always going to be a small hardcore gym that where like you have to perform to be there.
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter how much money he has, that's just not his personality. Like you couldn't put Duke in a training facility like Apollo had and everything unless he had a client like Apollo.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's just who Duke is.
Yeah, like Duke could be a millionaire, he's still going to go train at that gym. Like just because he knows, like I said, what we all knew happened to Rocky, and kind of happened to Apollo. Like if you're in a nice fluffy environment, you're going to kind of turn into a pussy
Well,
slowly.
and the other thing is, I mean, that's where the boxers are.
Yeah.
That's the neighborhood.
And
where
once again, like the
potential's at.
people that are hungry, the people that are like, hey, I'm trying to literally fight my way out of poverty and like death potentially. So it's like, hey, you don't have that chasing you anymore. Like you live a very rich, nice lifestyle. We need to try to get you running again from those types of fears. Like,
So on the Apollo topic, so Apollo dreams up this idea of training Rocky. I believe, first of all, because he genuinely has an affection for Rocky and wants him to do well.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
But then also,
Yes.
of course, he wants another shot at the title, assuming he can train Rocky to victory. Did Apollo just not want to fight Clubber, or
Well, at this point, they've
He just
told
wanted
us
to fight
he
Rocky again.
retired after the Rocky fight.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 years, and he's been retired.
Right.
So I think he just wanted back around the sport.
Well,
Also,
yeah.
I think part of it after Rocky got embarrassed, I feel like he feels embarrassed. 'Cause, like,
Wasn't-
this guy's the one that beat me, and he just got
Yeah.
utterly. I think that's part of it.
am I wrong? Was it not stated flatly, or was it just insinuated that part of the deal for Apollo training him is that Apollo wants a shot at the title?
No, it's
He
that
want-
you'll have a favor afterward. And he never tells him what the
That's
favor.
the favor. That's what the favor
Well,
is.
the,
though,
fa-
right?
No,
the,
the
fa-
favor
the
is a
favor
fight.
is I get to box you.
Yeah,
and,
the
and
favor
by
is you gotta-
ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just us hanging out in the gym.
Yeah, that's how the movie ends.
What did you think happened at the end all these years?
They show it, but I'm sorry, I'm dreaming bigger if I'm Apollo. I want another shot at the belt.
No, this goes
I don't.
back-
Why do I want to
Ding,
just go
ding.
punch you?
This goes back to pride. This has nothing to do with a fucking belt. This is about, like I said, he's like, it's 1 second, and I can't let that set with me.
Well,
This goes
okay.
back to like the same argument we've had the last two episodes, where this is all about pride.
Well, I took that at the end as like a like what will lead into what will ultimately be another showdown between the two. To me, I love me Apollo, but that's lame. Why would you not be like, I'll train you to victory, and then I want a shot at that title? Why would that not?
Because
be
I
your
think he knows he
position?
can't do it.
Well, then why does he want to fight him at all?
Because that's like
Pride.
But
Well, then do it where there's some stakes.
No, he's got no. Well, the stakes are. I need you to be better. I'm better than you right now.
I don't know how that would.
And you
matter.
find out who wins in the Creed movies.
oh, do you?
Yeah.
I liked it better not knowing. To be honest with you.
I won't tell you then.
Yeah, let's say
Well, I definitely, and I know that it doesn't necessarily lead into what Rocky 4 is, but I have always taken it, and I never thought much about it, as the thing Apollo wants is another shot at that belt.
no.
But he never got it. So what do you think happened with it?
Well, I don't know. It didn't happen in Rocky 4. I recognize that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm sorry. To me, it's just illogical.
Because it's about pride, Barry. Like,
I mean,
I'm gonna.
guess.
I mean,
this is the same as if I would
It's
have
illogical.
slapped you with a glove back in the day or challenged you to a duel. There's
Hey,
no logic to it.
I
Like,
mean, he could have
we're
called
still
Rocky up on just a
dueling.
Wednesday afternoon and asked him to spar if
Nope.
that's all he wanted.
nope. Like he even said, like he even asked him, like, when did you think about this? Oh, about a year ago or so. Like this was like years in the making. This was such a bigger plan that Apollo had. Like he had to beat Rocky at his best
Well-
again, and he knew Rocky was on the downward slope too. Like, once
Well,
again, you
if
don't.
Apollo never had any intentions on
you
taking
don't-
him on in like
you don't.
an actual fight, then it's
no,
lame.
he built him up. He built him up so he could have a good opponent. He didn't want to.
yeah, but
It
we're
doesn't
also,
matter.
but we're also
no,
looking.
it totally matters. You don't want to Mayweather anybody.
We're not gonna have an actual fight.
It is an actual fight.
No.
Oh, I guarantee that was an actual fight. Don't say anything, Ray. Like, 'cause I didn't see it either. Like,
I have not watched the Creed movies.
I didn't watch 3.
Well,
watched
I
1 and 2.
totally misread all that. That's totally on me, obviously.
I guess here's my thing with it, Barry, is I could see you like being like, I wouldn't do that. But I don't know that I would like classify it as lame or stupid. That he
It's a
wanted
sparring
that he wanted
match.
to do it. I mean,
it's more than a sparring match.
Apollo just wanted it for himself. He didn't need the whole glamour of them making like another third fight out in public. He just wanted to fight him, just those two, just so he could sleep better at night, knowing he was better than Rocky again. If he beat him, because I don't know.
yeah, I
I
don't
guess
know.
I am
I don't know
the
either.
key master on that mystery, aren't I?
You can keep
Well,
the
it
key over there.
Ultimately, because it was just them two in a crappy gym where I'm guessing neither was going full.
Oh, it doesn't
Oh, they
matter.
were going full throttle. I guarantee that.
Well, it doesn't matter to us,
Ray.
but obviously it mattered to Apollo.
Well, I'm glad.
And I don't know if it mattered to Rocky or not, but
Who
maybe
knows?
not the Rocky. Probably more Apollo. Yeah.
Rocky was at least nice enough to.
I won't mention this
He-
angle again, but wouldn't it be far more logical for Apollo to go through the training and help Rocky for the payoff than to be I want a shot at that belt. Isn't that far more logical?
It's not about the belt, though.
That's not what I said.
I know.
Isn't it far more logical?
Yeah, I mean, it could be logical, but does he really want the belt after being retired 3 years? I mean, what's he going to do after that?
You got to defend it if you win it. That's
Exactly.
That.
Yeah,
Maybe he wasn't ready
you
for
can
that.
win it and then retire.
That's lame. That's lame there, Barry.
And then it goes to somebody else, like we see
lame.
later on.
I'll say that, yeah. To win a title just to turn around and retire like that
Win it, retire, and then it
that
goes
makes-
to somebody
that
else.
makes you a
Like,
twat.
I don't know.
That's twat level
Let
shit
me
right
think.
there.
If John Elway did that, I'm sure there are numerous.
Yeah, but he didn't show up.
I'm sure there are numerous boxers who have done that.
And I'll argue that's twattery.
I mean, I don't know. I can't name it off the top of my head, but I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Retiring on top is one thing.
All right.
That's not retiring on top. That's
No,
coming out of retirement,
like I
winning
said,
one
that's-
fight and retiring again.
Yeah.
You are on top if you come out.
Well, you are on
you come
top,
out of
but,
retirement and
but
beat
in
the
a-
champion.
In such a
Then retire
twatful
back.
way, though.
Yeah.
but
It's no less weird than just like, oh, I want to spar in this dirty old gym, so I'm going to spend 4 months of my life training you. When you would have done that anyway.
I was just saying I don't think he just trained him so that he could fight him at the end. I don't think
No,
that
he's
was.
fun. He likes Rocky.
Yeah,
Killing
yeah.
two birds with one stone here. Like, it's fine.
It's all fine. It's not particularly logical to me, but it's fine.
So I know we've gone way past it, but I want to come back to something real quick. What did you all think of the statue scene where they unveil Rocky's statue and the part where Clubber actually comes out and calls him out and everything at the scene? We haven't touched on it at all. So what do you guys think about that?
I thought it was all right.
I mean, I think it's fine. I think first off, it's fine for the city of Philadelphia to give him his statue for whatever.
Yeah,
On top of his stairs and
There's
everything.
Another way to explain it being there in real life.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. I think we talked about it a little bit earlier. I thought we were all fine with Clubber going out publicly and telling, "Hey, fight me," but just not saying to Adrian, "Hey, woman, you want a real man?" Like,
Come to my apartment.
yeah, that's a little too far with his feather ear. That part was a little bit too far, but no.
Catcher gauges.
Yeah.
I thought the retirement announcement was kind of a lackluster time to do that at.
I don't know. I didn't know what to think about that. I mean, I wasn't surprised that we're bringing up retirement again because he'd already retired once. So I was like, okay, he's talking about retirement again. I mean, we see athletes do that all the time.
Is this twattery, as you put it?
I don't know. Well, because
I don't think it's definitely not the same thing. If that's what you're
Yeah.
asking.
It's
So
not
it's
like-
okay if Rocky retires as a
No, it's-
not
no,
for
see,
Apollo.
So he
Rocky
he defended his belt 10 times.
Yeah.
That's not one fight and then you're done again.
Now,
That's a completely different
I'll say this.
situation.
I'll caveat: if he would have lost it, won it, and then retired, that's twattery.
Well, does he do that after this one?
Does he retire?
Does he
after
retire
that?
after Clubber? I mean, we really only see much of the belt in the next movie, I guess.
No, he gives up the belt to go fight Drago because he has to give up the belt.
But we'll get there.
Yeah,
But
we'll get
that's-
there. But
that's-
like,
that's covered.
Yeah, so he still holds the belt in the
'Cause I can
fourth
ex-
one.
yeah, I can
Where he's
explain
at, what he does though, I don't know. We don't see any more fights, so I don't know
Yeah, so
what's
I-
going on with
that's,
that.
that's explained in the fuckery that is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I wasn't surprised that he was talking about retirement. But I don't know how I feel about like
he's
I'm going to
dead.
announce my retirement at a ceremony where they're dedicating something to how great I am. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
just don't think Rocky knew that would be a bad thing. Like, I think that comes down to how
He seems surprised by the statue himself. Like when it was unveiled and he seen it, like it seemed like a lot of it was impromptu, just kind of like in the moment to it. Like in Rocky fashion, it didn't seem like there was a lot of thought.
no, there was.
No, it was just kind of like, well, I didn't want to do this, but now that you all kind of brought this up, I guess I might as well say it.
I guess I'll tell you, I'm
it's just kind
retiring.
of like just that awkward, like motherfucker, like.
I didn't want to do this right now, but I guess I
Yeah,
will.
Then it pissed T off, and he comes right out the crowd. So, and it's a decent setup for like the talk that he has with Mick in the next scene after it. So, because it goes from it's like like they have their row against each other, and Mick was like, "No, I'm out. We're not doing this." And then he has to explain to him why in the next scene.
I will say this: Mick put Rocky in a very uncomfortable and weird situation in that scene. by like he takes all the wins out of Rocky's sales, and Rocky's like, "I'll fight you," and then Mick's like, "No, you won't." And Rocky's like, "Wait, hold on, what?"
Well, what do you mean I won't?
But once again, that's why it stopped Rock, because the manager said it. Like once again, it's like if your manager says no, it's like you don't get to say. Like it's not your say. You're the athlete. And that's why there's that stop and everything. It's like, wait a minute, why am I not? Why haven't we had this conversation? You know, like who is this guy? Like that, there was a bigger conversation that Rock was just never a part of.
Rocky seemed like, maybe I read it wrong, but y'all can tell me. Rocky seemed like he didn't even know who Clubber Lang was.
That's what I mean. Like but once again, he goes, but that shows that he was just out of touch with that. Like he just wasn't part of the scene. Like I said, he was doing what the champion is expected to do.
To an extent, but I also think if you're the heavyweight champion of the world, I feel like you would know who the contenders were.
You don't just look at one guy.
You know what I mean?
You know the whole list of guys. I guess.
Yeah,
The
I'm not
world
sa-
you're in.
Well, let's be
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
You at least
Yeah, like, you would know.
You at least know the top 10. Let's be
Yeah.
honest, you know the
Yeah.
top 10.
I know it's a little bit different. Like for me, like I do like the decathlon, like the decathlon for track. Like the top 16 in the nation make it. Like I know most of the top 20 where they're gonna be at. Like I have a good idea. I'm not saying I know them all like personally or like everything, but like
No, but like I said, you
I
know
don't-
their ranks.
I know. Yeah, I know like who's gonna be where when it comes down to this. Like I don't know. Like this is kind of like in my sports realm. Like I know. I don't just go to like I don't know these guys.
But once again, like everybody has their careers. The fights are set up by promoters and managers in different ways. Like I said, Rock's just a fighter. We know he's not smart. So it's not like he's putting all his trust in Mick doing the stuff. So yeah, like he probably doesn't think anything about it if the guy's ranked, 5th or below, to where like, yeah, maybe he just can't get past like 4, maybe 6 and 7 are on him or some shit. Like it's one of those things where like there's just so much to it. Like you're not going to expect him to do that. Like that's not his role, especially as a pro.
Well, he's no Apollo Creed. I'm sure.
We gotta remember, even Clubber was the champion there for a while, and he was no Apollo Creed either.
That's true.
And that's the good thing about boxing, whether you like the champion or not, how they act, that person is your champion.
So I have a question, just out of shits and giggles, I guess. And I'm not talking about Apollo from this movie. I'm talking prime Apollo, like movie number 1 Apollo. How does that fight go if he fights Clubber Lang from movie 3? Like prime to prime. How does that fight go, you think?
I think Apollo beat him.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Apollo's gonna dodge his haymakers. If he's just coming in there swinging at him, Apollo's just gonna.
Well, what it is, you just look at how Rocky beat him. I mean, Apollo's stamina would just bust him through the roof. And Apollo's not going to stand there and get hit in the head like Rocky does. He's going to dance around, and he's going to do what Rocky did, but do it better because it's his technique, and he's going to jab, stick, and move and all.
Well, let me ask you this, though. I know they're not the exact same fighter, but Clubber has some of the same qualities Rocky has.
Yes.
He's left-handed. He's more of a brawler, and he is very, I guess, hungry. I guess is the same way. They have a lot of similarities. Only he's bigger. Do you think that
But it kills
helps?
him. But it kills him because he doesn't have the cardio. The muscle zaps the oxygen.
Well, and I feel like if he does what he does to Rocky, like calls him out and all this stuff, Apollo's not gonna take that either. Like,
Oh, he would definitely talk back. That's-
oh yeah, I mean you see
Oh, it would
you see it in the movie.
Yeah, there were definitely better
Before
press
the-
conferences.
Before it even started,
Yeah,
I mean
those-
Apollo's about swung on him in the ring before the movie.
Oh yeah, because Apollo was even like, do us a favor and drop this jump
Yeah.
or something like that. Like, yeah, he was ready for it, but no, like Apollo, beats him hands down. Like it's not I'm just teeing off in his face because he showed he didn't have the chin. He showed he can't take the punches, and like I said, he doesn't have like the oxygen turnover rate with the muscle mass. Like he's just gonna gas out, and Apollo's gonna dance around him.
All right, fair enough. I just thought it was an interesting question to think about for a second. So what do we think of the, Rocky struggling until Adrian talks to him again? I mean, it's not like the first time we've seen this. Rocky struggling, Adrian comes and talks to him, and everything's fine. Everything goes well again afterwards.
It seems to be a pattern.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah. kind of goes back to the let's do what works, and even if it doesn't quite feel as natural or as part of the story, we'll do it anyway because that's what people like.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I think this is the most believable one. Because if anybody was going to call him out for his bullshit, because that's what it was at this point, it was just bullshit. It wasn't that he couldn't do it, or it wasn't that, these awful bad things are happening in my life. It's not like, Adrian's in a coma, which everybody understood. He's not going to go fight anybody when Adrian's in a coma. Understood. Nobody doubts that. It was just he had his mental block on some bullshit, and he was scared. I mean, he says it. I'm scared. I'm afraid. And Adrian just called him out, and then he progressed from there. I feel like this was if anybody was going to be able to get through to him, it was going to be his wife.
This is more believable than her just waking up and 2 minutes later. When? Like, I've been thinking about it for like a month or a week or whatever she was out for. All of a sudden, win, Rocky. Like, what?
Yeah.
At least
And think about it, though, it makes sense too, though, because who's around him to do that other than, like I said, Apollo's not going to be able to say that and recognize it, and Rocky is going to take that advice from Paulie.
No.
No.
Well, first
Yeah.
off,
So Paulie doesn't have the moral high ground and everything. So it has to be Adrian. Like I said, she's the only character in Rocky's life that has that. After, like, once you kill off Mick, like, it was like there's nobody else here.
yeah.
Like,
you knew it had to be her at some point.
Yeah, I was like, there's no other voice or reason.
Apollo can
here.
only yell so much at him.
Yeah, and it's like let's be honest, that's wise earthy wisdom every now and then, but it's not gonna it's not gonna hit home the same.
The difference is Paulo's being hard on him, but Apollo, like you said, all he's doing is yelling at him.
The whole time
He's not actually trying to figure out what's wrong
because he doesn't know. Yeah, it's like it's like what the fuck, man? Like, come on.
He just keeps telling, "There's no tomorrow."
Yeah.
Yes.
Over and over.
And I love because I so many lines in this movie that I remember like training and thinking as a kid. Honestly, one of them was like a Thunder Lips line to where like was that if I can't break your spirit, I sure as hell can break your back.
Yeah.
I loved that because that was like such a mentality. It's like, yeah, if I can't beat this person's spirit, I'll break something on their body. Like that was like a mentality and training. Like, love that shit. Like right there, it's like there is no tomorrow.
All right, you hear that all the time. People talk about
Like,
there is no tomorrow. Like,
yeah, like I said, there's just so many little lines that I like. You would hear and be like, "Fuck, I've said a variation of that myself, trained to fire myself up or something." Like,
well, there are variations. Like in other movies and stuff, it's
right
like,
now.
why put off today what you can, or why put off till tomorrow if you can do it today or something like that. There's other variations of it. Like,
I always think of SpongeBob after that. It's like, what is today but yesterday is tomorrow. Like, fuck you, Mr. Krabs. Like, just like.
So the other thing that I have written down that I wanted to talk about is, was it refreshing to have like a very decisive victory in this movie?
Yes,
we didn't go 15 rounds. We wasn't a decision. It wasn't a last second get up, or we're both trying to get up. Like there was a decisive third round knockout.
No, but that's why I liked the knockout with the footwork, like we both noticed and talked about. Because, like I said, he tripped, but because of his stamina, he stayed up and all that. And it was like you seen like it was like you got your balance, you got your stamina, you see him becoming a boxer. Like
he's 34.
I think he's older than 34.
I think they say it in one of these two movies. You're 34. You're past your prime.
Yeah, but that was in one of the earlier. Like, I think now he's got to be like 36, 37. Like this.
No, I mean, like I watched both these movies today, and they said it in one of the movies to. I watched 3 and 4 both today.
Then it's got to be 3 then. But
yeah, one of these two, this movie or the next movie, he's 34 years old. One of the two.
Yeah, I'll take it. It's all right. But no.
He's 34 in Rocky 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Rocky 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, at 34, you're finally putting it together. It takes you all the way back to Rocky 1 when Mick says, "You could have been great, but you didn't take it seriously."
Yeah.
Like, imagine if he'd have put all this together, did the stamina, did the footwork, did all those things.
By 24.
Yeah.
A decade earlier. And now Prime Apollo, Prime
But
Rocky.
that, like I said, it just shows like this man's just been a fucking like just a tank for all these years. Like you literally are just like haymakering your way through everything. Like it's like let's just polish this up a bit. You like I said, because like I said, out there in the clubber fight, like after it was like he realized like, oh, I can breathe and get beaten and not get hurt. Like fuck it, it just like goes, it starts like you say, it starts talking shit to him, taunting him with his hair.
Oh
And
yeah,
everything.
he
Like
just touches him.
yeah, but that's what it turns into. Is you see like because he has all that wind, he almost starts mirroring almost like kind of like what Apollo does, that would dance around and play with opponents and all that. Like I kind of like
It's
that.
like my life can be easier in the ring.
Yeah,
I don't have to get so much beat up. Like I'm still gonna, like he's still fine. Like that's one of his strengths is still taking punches, but I don't take as many.
Yeah, like I
He
said,
takes the punches. He gets cut. You know,
but
it's
look at
not
how
like
many
he's fine.
Look at how many he
but-
dodged in the corners though,
Yes.
too. Like there
Yeah.
were several where he was actually moving and going under and stuff, and the commentators even were talking about that, like, oh, the champ is wearing himself out trying to hit him now and all, and like I said, he'll come down and
Or when they go to the corners, he's
Yeah.
talking to Apollo, and the clubbers,
yeah,
and he's like, and he's just mad,
Yep.
trying to catch his
But that's
breath.
what it is. It's literally Rocky just becoming a pro. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. But no, I'm with you, Barry. Though they definitely didn't. I think now that we talk about it more, I do think the cadence is what seems to have messed up this movie for me. Though, is my biggest critique.
How do you mean, like the way it flowed? Or
Like they just fast.
Hmm.
But also, like I said, because of this, because we are following the same narrow number of characters, and we got so much depth story in 1 and 2, like you almost have to branch out like we have with Apollo and some of the other later characters because, like I said, it's easy to fall into the montage thing because you know so much backstory about these characters. Like I said, you don't have to now spend like X amount of time in the beginning of the movie talking to me about like how Rocky became a fighter, how he met Adrian, how Adrian and him's dynamic is. Like it's just automatic.
Yeah,
Or how
we know Rocky, we know Adrian, we know Apollo, and we know Paulie.
Yeah.
Those characters we
Yeah,
and
well,
Mick.
once again, yeah, you know Mick more or less. You know Duke. Like it's
Yeah.
like they're really like it's until like Clubber comes in. There's your new guy.
That's what I was getting ready to say. What do you think of? We get nothing from Clubber.
Yeah, I
Clubber
think
Lang has no backstory.
they could have spent a little more time on Clubber. I totally agree.
I think that was the purpose, and I think that was to show why he lost. Because like rather than he was the opposite of Rocky. Because he prided himself on having nobody in his corner,
Yeah.
and he even said he's like, I did it all by myself on my own. This
I
and
didn't get a
that."
chance
Yeah.
like he did.
Yeah, X, Y, and Z. Like but also that means he lost alone. That shows that he didn't have the support and like we talked about there, like the family and like the drama, the people that cared about Rocky, like even like Duke and Apollo still care about Rocky and everything and whatnot. Like Clubber didn't have that. Like Rocky could have just as easily taken this fight, trained, and still failed if he wouldn't have had that conversation with Adrian possibly. So like it's to show the dynamic of like, hey, to do great things you do need a network. Like you will not do it alone. And if you do, you will have it for very, very like short amount of time.
Did they ever tell us how long Clubber gave Rocky to train for the second fight? Because they asked him in that interview, and he goes, "I want it to be quick." But I don't think he ever actually, and that I'm recollecting anyway. I don't think they actually said how
I don't
long
think
he
they say
had.
how long. No.
Because I feel like to completely change styles of boxing, Rocky would have needed a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so much style, really. Just like I said, you're just footwork and endurance.
Still takes a little bit to build up endurance and stuff. He's got to,
Yeah, well,
and he's pouting for the first probably month they're there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what, like 8 months?
Probably 7-8 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to be.
Because I think like he can already fight ambidextrous. Like
That's true.
Mick made him learn like orthodox.
He can fight. Yeah, he can fight.
So he
your
can
hand.
already do left-handed and right. He worked on his balance and all that. This is pretty much like, dude, like you just can't get gassed out and jab out. Don't get stuck in a fucking corner. Like that's
We'll
it.
work on footwork in the
Yeah.
morning, then we're to go to the beach or the swimming pool in the afternoon. Like that's what we're gonna.
Like it's welcome to California. Like
By the way, do you think this is off topic, not necessarily super movie related, but was it as obvious to everybody else that Stallone really wanted to show off his new body in this movie?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a huge transformation physically in
2
Stallone.
to 3 is huge.
It's huge, and he spends a significant amount of time in this movie with his shirt off.
Or in tank tops.
way
Always
more-
tank tops when we
way
see his
more
arms
than in the first and
glistening the
second
whole
movies.
time.
Who doesn't like a good tank top?
Yeah,
I
Tom.
mean, we're at the beach.
Yeah, like, because he even had the old school like half shirts and everything.
Yeah.
Because
We gotta show off our brand new abs.
Yeah, because I kind of stopped. I was like, I do dress kind of like douchey like that too. Like, just like,
Yeah, I can't approve of the crop tops, but you know,
Barry, if you have
the
the
guy
abs,
that's in shape,
Barry,
do what
when
you want.
when you have the abs, like it's okay. I know you
Just
wore.
lose the shirt entirely
I-
at that point.
Yeah, just take
I
your shirt
know,
off.
I know
Yeah.
that you wore was that BUM or bum equipment back in the day. I asked him.
Nothing but.
Oh, yeah, I can do. Come on, you can't tell me Barry didn't rock bum apparel.
I'm
Well,
sure
that-
I had
that was
sure I
for
had a shirt
well-to-do
or something in the
people, and-
drawer too.
I didn't get well-to-do clothing.
I say it because I did have like it was like a teal half bum workout shirt. Like,
Nice.
like I was that douche. Like,
That's okay, man. I say to each his own with the style.
yes.
I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on a couple of things real quick. One being how much Hugo Boss had to pay for advertising rights in Rocky 3. The clothing line. My goodness, they were sporting lots of Hugo Boss in the beginning of this movie.
I didn't notice that.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of dark jokes I could make about Hugo Boss.
Yeah. My favorite Nazi line clothing.
They make
Wait,
fantastic,
was it this movie?
fantastic trench coats.
Was it 3? I think
It was
3.
4 because
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's 4 because I remember Rocky being the trainer.
Oh,
and
it may
seeing
have
the
been.
Hugo
I apologize.
hoodie. Yeah, that's
Well,
4.
the other odd things in this movie, though, was they used the Rocky theme music within the movie
Yes.
as part of. It wasn't like the score. The band was playing it for Rocky,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
which is a little
And
weird.
I love to mix
Yeah.
comments like whatever happened to a sweet tender moment. Like, and I was like, I can't wait to be an old man and just say shit like that under my breath. Like,
I think they did that in one of the Bond films, by the way.
They did.
And it was odd in that as well. It's strange to me to incorporate the music like that. And then this is a really weird thing. Was on one of the drums. Somebody that was playing the Rocky theme. There was a little sticker on the top of the drum that said Mr. T on it. Did you guys notice that?
Easter eggs.
It's odd.
Well, I got one for you. One of the title defenses, in the montage, one of his opponents is Frank Stallone.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe that.
Nice. His greatest role.
Yeah, he went from being a wino to world class boxer.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Frankie.
Frankie.
So yeah. Well, does anybody else have anything we want to go over before we move on to our next segment?
No, I think I'm good.
They have said
Nah.
about the movie.
Yeah, they.
There's more disagreement on this than I thought there would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was. I enjoyed it actually, going a little back and forth. Well, that'll end this part of the podcast and move on to our next segment in rankings. So, gentlemen, let's rank our Rocky opponents. Where does Clubber Lang land on your list of opponents? Barry.
I like him, but he's got to be 3.
Interesting. Drew.
I'm going with Clubber at 2. He's going to hit him with I'm going to sandwich him in between the Apollos.
All right. And Ray.
I'm gonna have to go with 3 and associating with the Shania Twain song because it didn't impress me much.
Okay. Tom.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and give him 3.
Nope. I'm going 1.
Wow.
Really?
Clubber
But-
Lang. I covered it earlier.
are-
Clubber Lang is a better villain than Apollo Creed ever dreamed of
Right
being.
there, right. That's it. You use the adjective villain,
I
not
did.
opponent.
I did. Yes, and that's why I said it.
Okay, but it says opponent.
Oh, that's because what we decided to call this ranking. Yes, but he is a true villain, and he has to get credit for that.
He's
Okay.
a very much a better villain just than
Yes.
Apollo Creed, because Apollo Creed's never
Not
been a villain.
not a villain. No.
You're absolutely right.
I
I
think
totally
that,
agree.
that's why
Yeah,
it was
we
so easy.
talked about that for like 40 minutes between the
Yeah.
both episodes of
Yeah.
how Apollo's not a villain. He's just who Rocky has to fight.
But he's obviously
Well, that's how you
obviously
can
a more
bring him
fleshed
back
out
with 3 and
character.
everything.
Yeah, so
in both
you
of the
couldn't bring
movies.
Clubber back as
and-
a,
and-
like
No,
a trainer.
Clubber was never meant to be flushed out or everything.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Clubber's almost like the like in a mafia movie, like the thug guy that comes in and is really tough.
Yeah, he's the goon.
You know.
That's
Yeah,
all.
Yeah, he's a
goon,
goon.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, but once again, like with that, like I still think that, like, I mean, as far as opponents, I think Creed in 1 and 2 could have beat him, like what we talked about earlier.
In a fight.
Yeah. So I don't think so. I think what it is, I think what we saw here is it was what it was. Mick, the manager, did take some, more entertaining, we'll say, fights for Rocky to make money off of. Didn't have anything hard and challenging in that aspect. He caught Rock at the tail end of his career, and when the guy had a heart attack to not coach him through it, it was what it was. But
Well,
I don't think that makes you the better opponent.
Well, here's what I'm going to say. Your big argument in the last episode of why Creed in number 2 was better than Creed in number 1 was because he was ruthless and he was meaner to Rocky.
Yes.
Well, Clubber Lang took that to both those things to a whole new level in this movie.
And he won that fight. Apollo did not win that fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you trying to say?
Well, I'm just saying, like, in that to where, like, he still won. Like, I mean, it doesn't make him the better. It doesn't necessarily make him the better opponent.
What I'm saying is that was your argument. And I'm just saying if that's your argument, then Clubber Lang is better than Apollo because he did both those things better than Apollo. And he won the fight.
I'll say I think he. Well, I don't know if he.
Yeah, after he killed Mickey.
Yeah, and he killed
He got his
guy.
blood pressure raised.
You only think that you killed Mick if you're woke. Like,
Well, I just think you put him in the middle because, like, I think he's much better than Apollo in the first one. The first one, we see Apollo just not being a bad guy. He just is giving a chance and stuff like that.
It wasn't supposed to. It was.
I think he's got to at least be past.
You know what?
I keep seeing Creed 1. He's got to be better than
I'll
Apollo
give
1.
you that, Drew. I'll go up to 2.
I would say he's got to at least be better than that. But in the second one, Apollo does the same things Clubber does, but I mean, he still respects Rocky enough. At the same time, he doesn't. Clubber just doesn't care. Like,
Very much doesn't care.
no, yeah.
Yes.
Apollo didn't go as far as dissing on Adrian and like doing as much as what like Clubber does.
Well, and the thing that drove it for Apollo too in the second one is that it was about like his reputation.
Yeah.
It was like I said because he didn't even have to give him the shot.
Which I mean, to an extent, Clubber feels like his reputation. He's not getting a chance. He's not getting a fair draw like
that's-
everyone else.
Which
But
I would say is probably a fair argument. Like you're not giving me a shot at the title when I deserve it.
But is it really him or is it the? I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know how much. Just knowing what we know about it, like you know that the fighter isn't the one calling the shots on it. Like, so how much is it like the commission and Mick?
No, you're right on that. But what I'm saying is the way to guarantee the fight happens is calling out the boxer. Because then the boxer will make the fight happen.
It's a way to. At
He
least
should have
get
went to
caught.
Rocky earlier instead of just hiding. Maybe
Well,
not hiding,
he
but
probably should have just approached Rocky and been like, "Hey, man, I want a title shot," before he called him out publicly.
Yeah.
Maybe, but yeah, I mean, obviously that didn't happen.
no, yeah, obviously.
Well, I
think I can come up to 2.
I'm always willing to give on the range. You know?
I like the Apollo sandwich I got going on with Mr. T in the middle.
that's what it is. Like like I said, I think
That's what she
I think
said.
I think I can land there with you, Drew.
all right, I can come down to 2.
Okay.
So we got
So we're putting the one-dimensional henchman at number 2 and moving Apollo down. Okay, down with it.
well. The only reason we know Apollo is multiple dimensional is because we have him up there twice.
That's true.
Well,
So
and he's-
many dimensions.
Like,
No,
I mean, if we want to put a third dimension of Apollo from this
Clubber Lang
movie.
is awesome. I got no problem with him being at number 2.
All right. Well, then we move on to the rankings of the movies themselves. So, where does Rocky 3 rank amongst the 1, 2, and 3? Were you getting ready to say something, Tom?
I was gonna say 3. Well, it's yeah.
All right, Barry.
Yeah, there was a point where this was my favorite Rocky movie, and I like it, but it's definitely at 3 right now.
Drew.
Give me 2 again.
Oh, 2
Really?
again.
Yeah.
Eh?
I'm going with 3.
Yeah. I think I'm also gonna go at 3 on this one. So Drew, we need some explanation.
Yep.
I don't know. I watched 3 more than anyone's up there, but like the original one, I still feel like it's the best one so far. Like I don't know, it's just the best storytelling and everything going on through it is the best. Like the second one, to me, like I said through the second one, I still like the second one. I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but anytime I think of it, I think of them walking through the dang zoo looking at the stupid tiger, and that's all I feel for like an hour and 30 minutes. That's all we're doing. It's him
Or
just
walking
like
Lord of the
it's
Rings.
yeah, it's like the Two Towers. It's Merry and Pippin walking through the woods with Treebeard. That's all we do for 2 hours. I don't know, and I feel like we see the same thing kind of in 3. Rocky's moping around, but you get a little bit more like pizzazz to it. You get Apollo there, and like it's more like they make it look better. You get a cool montage instead of just saying win.
If we're talking about that, the moping, dragging part of the movie doesn't last nearly as long.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't last as long.
The whole middle chunk of the movie is really slow and drawn out in number 2.
Like they kind of just take that 20 minutes out of the third one, just expedite and have Adrian go to the beach sooner instead of having her wake up later in the second one. I don't know.
No, I totally.
And I like Rocky just beating up Clubberlang in the final fight. I don't know. I wanted to see Rocky win probably the most in this movie than any of the other 3.
Like, you definitely hate Clubber by the end.
Yeah, I mean, when Apollo beats Rocky, I'm not upset. Like either way, I'm not gonna be upset, but I want him to beat Clubberlang.
Yeah,
I will say that it was nice to actually like root against somebody to where like kind of torn.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. But
Makes a lot of sense.
you know what, Drew? I think you convinced me, man. I think I can go up to 2
go with the 2.
because you're right. I did complain a lot about how the whole middle part of 2 drug ass.
They're both that concept of both movies is kind of the same. They're both drugging out Rocky being sad, and we just make it shorter in 3.
Now I'll drag out my suffering. I'm happy with it being a 3.
Yep.
It's definitely the lesser of the 3 stories being told here.
It's the dumber of the 3.
Like I said,
But Rocky's not.
No, Rocky got smart.
It's the smartest of the Rockies.
He gained many points.
Like, taught himself.
Yeah, that's true. He couldn't read in one of the movies,
Yeah.
and now he's like giving sophisticated answers to things.
Yeah, he's like Hulk in Endgame.
Good job, Ray. I like that.
This is like, for me, it just sounds like Drew, because like I really like A View to a Kill, the last Roger Moore James Bond movie. I recognize it's not a particularly great movie, but there's just so much I like about it that it's one of my favorites. So I totally get where Drew's coming from.
I just like parts of 3. I like the beginning of it, and then like as much as like it's like a low point of the movie, like Clover calling him out's kind of cool. I don't know. He's just finally like, hey, I'm tired of you ignoring me. And he goes a little too far. We get a survivor, Eye of the Tiger. I mean,
Of course.
I mean, we get that. Somehow Sylvester Stallone's faster than Apollo. Somehow Carl Weathers running. I don't know. That's just not how speed works. But anyway, at that point in your life, you're just faster than someone. If not, you're not. You
in just several months, yeah.
It's a great. And then you get to finally root in the final fight. Like, yes, come on, Rocky. Just keep swinging and knocking him over. And like him taunting him, it's just, I don't know. I just really enjoyed 3.
Okay.
So where are we gonna land on this, fellas? I'm gonna stick with the 3 for me still.
Yeah.
Tom's still at 3. You guys are at 2, correct?
Yeah.
Ray.
I'm at 3.
Ray's also at 3.
So why don't one of you make a case? Drew laid out his stuff.
We've made our case. 3 sucks.
Yeah. I think I went on at 10.
If that's your case, you lose automatically because that's
Like,
not
really,
even the
the
case.
storyline is just, it's sped up so much. I mean, yeah, like if we want to tear it apart, like we'll tear it apart, like because like he's like it is. It's just a lot of novelty.
Here's my thing, Tom, with your argument today is you keep saying the movie sucks and you talk and you've talked negatively about it the whole time, but then I stuck up for it and almost every time you agreed with me.
Yeah, I like to make you feel
Like,
good. Holmes.
no, seriously. Like when I was arguing with Ray, you sided with me, and then when I started arguing with Barry, you sided with me. And I'm like, well, how do you feel about the movie?
It's terrible.
Perhaps he's just a contrarian today.
It's fair.
Yeah, because he was on one last week, and now he's on a double agent this week.
No, they're decent arguments, but no, if I'm comparing all three movies, you will never hear me say, outside of this, like, I have to sit down and watch Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Like, no. But I will sit down and watch the first two.
I've watched the third one way more times than I've watched 1 and 2.
Oh, no, not.
Oh yeah, I've watched 3 is probably the one I've watched second most.
One-
The next one we're gonna do is the one I watched the most.
Most definitely.
1 and 4 are mine, but definitely 1 the most. It was always on TV.
Mine's like 4, 3, 1, 2. It's
Yeah,
normally.
that's probably right.
Well, I think just based on sheer numbers, and no offense to you fellas that have it ranked at 2, I think out of fairness, we just got to keep it at 3.
Yeah, I like that fairness.
It's fine with me. It's not like I hate. It's not like I just hate 2. I like all these movies.
Well, I think this is going to turn into like a From Russia with Love thing. We've heard people. Well, Tom and Ray just said it sucked.
No,
But
I had a
Barry,
whole monologue worth of
Barry
stuff.
has been softer about it, but he really thinks it sucks. This is a From Russia with Love thing. He's like, this movie sucks. I'm going to talk negatively about it the entire time, but then at the end I'm going to say, oh, but it wasn't bad. I liked it.
Rocky.
It wasn't his favorite for a while.
It's undeniably dumber than Rocky's 1 and 2. We can all agree on that, right?
In what
It's
way?
a little more contrived. It's a little more forced. It's
It's clunky.
I just feel like they had to
But
force
yeah,
some more
no,
things.
But I'm
it's,
fine.
It's clunky.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm fine with that because it's entertaining and it's a silly, fun boxing movie, but it's not as well constructed and as well made as the previous 2.
It could not be a standalone.
No, because
No, you need the other 2 for the character development, and I think that's part of the reason in Rocky 3 of why it's
That's
so
the
clunky
only-
and shorter. Is
yeah,
because the only
it's
new
the
character we
only- that's
introduce is Clubber Lang,
It
and,
is
and
the
we don't do
o-
his backstory.
It is. The only reason you get away with the stuff you do in the film is because you have such great storytelling and development in 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like 3 allows you to skip forward and you can just be like, this guy's an asshole and he's talking about his wife. Like you said, it's very clunky.
Yeah, remember?
So we already know everything about everyone in the movie besides Clubber.
Yeah.
Which is not the fault of
No,
this
yeah,
movie.
that's not- no,
it's
yeah.
not the fault
Right.
of this movie.
That's
It's
what we were saying,
it's a
yeah.
continuation of the story. But if we're looking at individual movies, pluck it out of history, show it, doesn't stand up because you don't have that. Like if you were to show this to somebody who was not seen 1 and 2, they would be like, it was so-so, it was okay.
But if that's the case, then the first movies of every series we do from here on out will be the best movies. Because
Well,
if we don't have character development of the main characters in 3, 4, 5, 6
we
of every series.
Well, that's just not true either because the James Bond thing was always like 3.
yeah,
was your
but it
first
wasn't
film.
really a continuous story. It's very all by itself in that.
Well, once again, we're talking about whether the franchise is a continuation or whether it does the one-offs like that.
That's what I'm saying. Bond is by itself with that. No matter what we go to next, whether there's going to be a continual story, and we're not going to have huge amounts of character development in 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 or however many movies there are. There's not going to be the same amount of character development there is at the beginning because we already know them.
Well,
So if
up
that's
to
the case, then if we rank movies, number 1 will be the number 1 every single time, and it's a waste of our time.
I'm glad you agree with me then.
Would this?
No,
have
I'm saying you're
been-
wrong. Is what I'm saying.
Just wait for the next episode, Alex.
It
We're
really sounds like
changing.
you made my it sounds
Would-
like you made my case.
And again, I think Rocky 3's fine. I don't have any particular big problem with it. Would it have been a better movie had there have been a greater focus on making Clubber Lang a character that you can know where he's coming from, what he's all about? Because all he is in this movie, and I'm fine with it, is like he's a monster. I mean, and that's it.
It just appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, but if we would have gotten a bunch of backstory on Clubber Lang, would we have hated him?
Well,
Yeah, that's my question.
That would have
What's
been a
better?
great point to have.
But does that
Me
take
hating
away
him
from
even
his
worse.
character?
Well, it does because he's disposable. He's not meant to be past this.
He's not supposed to be held on to like
That's
Apollo
the thing. It
is.
goes back to this as a continuation. He's a throwaway character. Like he is not meant to be developed beyond what he is.
True.
They could have done a little more.
And
they
they could
not.
They could have honestly. You could have cut out montages, and you could have done stuff to like show training better, or like maybe different parts of it and whatnot. But they didn't. That's not what they
Like
did
you
at the
could
time.
have even showed him.
Like I said, 80s
I
was
don't
the time
think
of
they did anything like
montages.
this. Show Clubber Lang's lonely existence if that's who he is. Show him going back to an empty
Well,
apartment.
But I think that's what they showed the training.
You know,
Sitting on
he
lawn
wa-
chairs.
He was doing
yeah,
Yeah.
Give us a little something.
but
like
they
that.
did. His training was always him solo.
Yeah, but I mean, give me something more than the boxing aspect.
And I guess when he was in public, he was always by himself.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like when he shows up to
but
like
that-
Rocky's thing, he's
and-
by
but
himself
that's
in the
thing, is,
crowd.
like, that's the shitty thing about montages when they do it like that is like you have to like go along with the kayfabe thing. You have to go along with that perception of time. So like I said, you have to buy into the fact when he says, "I'm alone" or "I did this on my own, no one else." Like then when you see him doing that, you just have to assume that's how he lives. And everything. You have to buy into the premise of the story fully.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you like I said, you want more of that. But yeah, could they have done that instead of a montage? Yeah, would have made a way better
I
story.
don't even necessarily think you need to insert it in and take something out. The movie's only 91 minutes or whatever.
Which is awesome.
You know, so like you could have
Yeah.
made it 100 minutes and it would have been fine.
Yeah, you could have added like 5 to 7 minutes of little bits
Just
here
a
and
little
there
clever
where
backstory,
you get a little
yeah.
clever. But yeah, I mean, it's fine, not what it is. But
Also, I think the scene's funny when he comes into the second fight and the guys are yelling. He just punches the guy in the crowd.
Yeah.
Like what?
this dude's a heel, man.
They're talking trash. He's like, okay, bang.
Well, because this story it is about Apollo. This isn't about Clubber. This really is just a story about Apollo kind of getting what he wants, which is that fight in the end.
Sure. Of course he
Like
wants
this had
that.
this like really Apollo is a side character in his own story. Or not Apollo, but Clubber's a side character in the story.
And his
Apollo's
main
the
movie.
greatest character in the Rocky movies. He's greater than Rocky.
It's been argued. It really has been. That has been argued. But it's still 3.
Yeah.
What is it? Like, back to what I was saying earlier, though. So that really is your case that number one has to be the best movie in every series.
No, because I can name several franchises where the second one. Now I'll say if there's ever like a trilogy, it seems that like it really does seem like either the second or third one screws the pooch harder than the other. But I can say like Star Wars and all that. I'll admit I'm a bigger fan of Return of the Jedi than any of the others. So in that one, I picked number 6. And
A lot of people like the Lord of the Rings movies love the Return of the King.
I was gonna say,
the
like,
best.
it's
They would say
not,
that's
it's
the
not
best.
always the case. I'm just using it in this case. Because I'll even
So your argument only holds up for these movies. You're going to change your argument in the next series.
I'm gonna change my I'm gonna change my argument based on the content of what we're watching. I'm not gonna say what a ignorant blanket statement to make that every sequence and everything has to be like, oh, the first has to be the best because of character development. Like you can develop characters in any part of the story. We're just now talking about like we're developing Apollo's character later on in the third one.
Yeah, because Apollo's character is barely in the first one.
But he's in the second one and everything. We see him building more and more. You see different aspects of it's still
Right,
development of the time.
Right, but see, what I'm saying is though, is if this is your argument, you can't change your argument.
I can change my argument whenever I want.
Well, you can, but then you're just wrong. Then you're just
No.
jumping ship to ship, saying this is my argument today, this is my argument tomorrow.
Well,
and
then
you were accusing Barry of being a liberal earlier. What the hell is
this
that?
way with it than
No,
the
that's
first
true.
than the first one. Then fine, Ray, write it down. I'll go on record from now on. The first thing of anything we watch, it's number 1. Always. Holt's just he painted me in a corner. I agree. Number 1 is it from here on out. Everything we watch.
It's a rule.
It's a rule. Hard
It's
and
a rule?
fast. Change
All
my
right.
mind from here on out.
At 1:38:35, Tom
Alex
is painted
convinced me.
into a corner. He can only like the one movie from now on. He
every
can't like the
franchise.
sequels. Got it down a log.
So what you're saying is
Fuck. That means I have to change. I hate episode 1. Star Wars episode 1, boy.
you better shut your mouth over there with the fucking poster behind
Oh,
you.
you and Jar Jar slapping up.
I'm Jar Jar my foot up your ass, Tom.
Jar Jar.
yes. I mean, I know we're talking the future here, but at some point we're gonna watch Star Wars movies. I mean, I don't know when that point is, but yes, it will come up.
Misa thinks your point is retarded.
I can take your
can't
place
like
in the
Back to
Star
the
Wars
Future
movie.
3 anymore. Like,
Yeah, I love 3.
Yeah, it's a totally underrated film.
Yeah.
Now I gotta watch the first one with the Lebanese or whatever the fuck they are in the parking lot. Like,
You got no tolerance for the Lebanese, huh?
not in this day and age.
Oh my god, Tom. All right, so where are we putting this goddamn movie at? We gonna leave it at 3?
It's 3.
It's
Okay.
3, I guess.
I think that was decided 20 minutes ago.
Okay, good.
Well, I think that wraps up our rankings and the week. We appreciate you tuning in for Rocky 3, and we'll appreciate you tuning in next week for Rocky 4. And thanks for listening to Blockbuster Bums.